So, when you Google something nowadays, you'll see a summary that's generated by AI even before the list of results, right?
Yep.
Have you ever wondered where Google's AI bot obtains the info for those summaries from? Well, it does draw from multiple sources, but not everyone is celebrating this as a good thing, okay? Penske Media, which is the owner/publisher of Rolling Stone, Billboard, Variety, these are entertainment titles, by the way. They say that Google's AI summaries are stealing traffic from its website, so it's suing Google. These AI overviews are short answers that are placed at the top of the search results, and it pulls from existing articles, right? So users don't really need to click through. You just see that one line and say, okay, acknowledged and done. I don't need to dig further unless you really want to.
Yeah. It's notable because this is the first time a major US publisher has taken Google to court over AI-generated summaries. Now, Penske claims Google only shows its sites in search if it can also use their articles in these summaries. Well, the results: less traffic, lower ad and affiliate revenue, and no payment from Google. So what should publishers do to get their clicks back if they can? Let's ask Nurianti Jali, Assistant Professor, School of Media and Strategic Communications at the Oklahoma State University. Nurianti, thank you for joining us this morning on Open for Business. Now, Google's AI overviews or summaries are keeping more users on search results pages and sending fewer clicks to publishers. Are there ways publishers can adapt to AI-driven search to stay visible and relevant? What examples have we seen so far?
Thank you so much, Harianto, and also Andrea, for having me today. I think this is an important conversation that we must have, especially when we're living in the AI era. Everything is AI. And I love the opening when you're talking about AI overview. And in fact, search engine right now is heavily driven by AI, and that creates a problem, especially for publisher. And we're not just talking about Google AI overviews, but we're also talking about how ChatGPT are being used as as the search engine to provide instant answer, which means that, like you mentioned, it dramatically led to fewer clicks to publishers. And this is also interesting dynamic due to the fact that many younger audiences are already bypassing traditional search engine and they go to social media. And what does it mean for publisher? Publisher right now cannot just wait to be discovered through mainstream search engine anymore. And they need to shift from SEO optimization to what I call as AI optimization, becoming the authoritative source that AI system wants to cite. And more critically, they must build, publisher must build direct relationship with readers through apps, for example, through newsletters, podcasts, and community platforms. If we're talking about CNA, we're talking about other major publishers in Singapore and Southeast Asia that have strong brand recognition, they can continue to thrive because people still want to look for information that are reliable, even if AI give you AI overview of the search and then they give you options like links, which one to click. And if you have such strong brand reputation and high trust among your readers, and then that will kind of lead that click to you. So I feel like we need to really focus more on how can we not let AI to shape that business model for us. And how can we do that is by increasing trust with our readers through other platforms, right?
Sure.
Like I mentioned earlier on. Yeah.
Sure. I mean, it does sound like it needs to be a multi-prong, for the lack of a better word, fight almost, right? It is an uphill climb. It is an uphill battle, but surely, Google needs to understand why people are upset, because it is dominant, not just in search, but now in AI search, right? So, I mean, does there need to be some level of accountability, some level of fairness? I mean, this is what a lot of companies go after Google for exactly, right?
Yes, correct. This is like we need collective effort to make sure that platform are being, put, to make them accountable, especially when we're talking about publishers, independent creators, independent writers, all this information that we put on our personal website, say, for example, being redirected or being ignored by the AI system altogether. So I feel all of us, be it government, be it civil society, need to make platforms more accountable. And I like the fact that major company like Penske are taking action, right? So that Google know that, hey, I know that I'm tech giant, but also at the same time, there are people that have also strong authority in that media ecosystem that can challenge me. So they are not like what we call it, too arrogant in a way that they shape our information ecosystem.
I want to pick up on the part where you talked about it's no longer enough to be SEO friendly. You talk
Mhm.
about having to be AI optimized or AI friendly. So now we are curious, Nurianti, can SEO still work in an AI first search world?
I think yes, I believe AI SEO can still work in AI first search world, but it has to go through radical evolution. We know that traditional SEO kind of like tricks using keyword stuffing and then gaming algorithm, and that become obsolete right now because AI are designed to identify and pull from authoritative sources, authoritative, original, and genuine, credible sources. And this actually creates interesting opportunity, especially for publishers in, strongly recognized publishers, right? Say, for example, CNA, and because AI will continue to pull information from CNA because it was seen as authoritative. But also at the same time, smaller players can also succeed if they really focus on improving the quality and make their name brand in that specific content that they're producing. So I feel one of the ways that we can kind of like mitigate that is to increase our credibility in the information environment that we have so that AI can kind of, tech us rather than going elsewhere.
Right. Okay, I see what you mean. It's almost as if
Uh-huh.
we're building a giant social media tool in which there's a community and we have to make sure everyone tags us accordingly
Mm-hmm.
where credit is due, right? Not to be a doomsday sayer here, but do you think that even you quoted us CNA and CNA
Yeah.
938 quite often in your replies. Do you think though that news agencies like us are facing an existential crisis at the moment? Are we at that point, or can we still find ways to circumvent or even work with AI to make sure that we don't lose our place in the world?
Yes, I believe that AI can be used, in a way that it can benefit publishers. We're talking about brainstorming. We're talking about gathering data to make it a lot more systematic and efficient. But AI can be, if we heavily rely on AI, our information and content that we generate can be very generic because everybody is like, the system is generating almost similar story. And I feel one of the ways that even bigger publisher, like here in Singapore, we're having CNA, the time, what we call it, Straits Times in Malaysia Kini. We have to kind of like find stories and report stories that have human values to it because AI don't really get to capture that rather you know uh, rather than like surface value reporting stuff like on surface value. People still, human beings are social beings. I keep on telling my students who are future journalists that human beings are social beings. Hey, AI can help you write stories, but then again, it doesn't have that emotions, right? And how can you instill that emotion in your stories? So in order for us to kind of like continuously what we call it survive in this very aggressive AI world, it's to kind of like tap into that human stories.
And Nurianti, what if, say, this fight continues to happen? It continues to be an uphill
Mhm.
battle for publishers, for even brands as well, looking to market their products, their services. What may need to happen through regulation or intervention to help the situation?
I feel without rapid adaptation, we're looking at a genuine content crisis, especially for smaller and independent publishers. If AI continues to extract values, right, without fairly compensating creators, we risk seriously narrowing the range of voices and perspective in our already concentrated media landscape. And this isn't just about business model for me; it's about democratic discourse because we need diverse voices, we need investigative reporting and the kind of accountability journalism that keep powers in check. If only the largest and the most reputable publishers have that ability to survive, in this era of AI, we lose these scrappy, independent, these specialized beat reporters and the community voices that make our media ecosystem rich and representative. And I feel that we're seeing promising experiment with licensing deals where AI companies, say for example, OpenAI, actually pay publishers for training data and content usage.
All right. So in summary, we need to look at partnerships. We need to partner with AI. We need to build communities, and we need to redefine what it means to add value to our product. Professor Norianti, it's been a pleasure having this chat with you. Indeed, like you said at the start of the conversation, a very urgent conversation to be had. Thank you so much for your time this morning.
Thank you so much for having me.
That's Norianti Jali, Assistant Professor at the School of Media and Strategic Communications at Oklahoma State University.
There are many smart, simple